Hi, Math 30s. Mrs. Nutell made a video on this first lesson in exponent laws, and it's a really great video. If I was teaching this in class, though, when we got to class example number 4, I would have showed you a trick on the calculator. So I just want to make a quick video so that I could show you this, which I think will help you with your homework. You just need to sort of bear with me a bit because I'm using my mouse as a pen. So my writing's going to look like complete garbage, but that's okay. Okay, what they want us to do is they want us to take the number 9 and change it to base 3, right? And that's easy. We can do that in our heads, and we know that 3 squared is going to equal 9. But how would you do that on your calculator? The trick on your calculator is take out your calculator and go to y is equal to, and type in whatever base it is they want. So they want base 3, right? So I'm going to type in 3 to the power of, and then I'm going to hit x. From here, go to second function table, and how you would sort of read this is as follows. 3 to the power of 1 is 3. 3 to the power of 2 is 9. 3 to the power of 5 is 243. So for example, if I said over here, 3 to the power of x is equal to, and then I said 6561. Okay, yeah, this is painful. You would literally just type in, instead of guessing and checking, 3 to the power of 1, 3 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 3, you would just have, take your calculator out, check under 3 to the power of x, and 3 to the power of 8 is 6561. Okay, so then I could rewrite this. 9 is the same thing as 3 squared. And then that is to the power of 2x. This is a power to a power. So you would multiply the 2 times 2x, and you would get 3 to the power of 4x. Okay, for class example B, they want 125 in base 5. So all I do is I write a 5 here. That's my base. And on my calculator, I'm going to type in 5 to the power of x, right? We could guess and check these, but I'm just going to type in 5 to the power of x, go to second function table, and here are your exponents. 5 to the power, anything to the power of 0 is 1. 5 to the power of 1 is 5. 5 to the power of 2 is 25. 5 to the power of 3 is 125. So there's my answer. 5 to the power of 3. So I rewrote 125 with base 5. And then all I simply do is I put that guy in a bracket and I write what the exponent is. So my exponent was 2 minus x. Now, this is considered a binomial. More than one term, we always put more than one term in a bracket, right? So it's because it's power to a power, it is 3 times this binomial. But if I put this binomial in a bracket, it's going to be 3 times 2 times 3 times negative x. So that answer would be 5. 3 times 2 is 6 minus 3x. So 5 to the power of 3x. Okay, they want 8 rewritten as base 2, and they want 16 rewritten as base 2. So I'm going to write my base 2's. And let's type in 2 to the power of x on my calculator. So on my calculator, y is equal to, there's 2 to the power of x. And let's look at all of my exponents for 2 to the power of x. And the ones that I'm looking for are 2 to the power of what will give me 8, and 2 to the power of what will give me 16. So here's the answer for 8. 2 to the power of 3 will give me 8. So let's write that in. And for 16, going back to my calculator, there's 16. 2 to the power of 4 will give me 16. So I'll put a 4 there. So I've converted 8 to base 2. So we're going to do a lot of this in calculus. Convert 8 to base 2. And I've converted 16 to base 2. However, that 16, there's 16 written as base 2 to the power of 4. There was an x outside of the bracket. And remember, power to a power is multiply. So that would be 4x. And then when bases are the same, what you do is you add the exponents. So 3 plus 2x. So my bases are the same. So for Math 10C, I'd write my base, and then I would say 3 plus 4x. Okay, let's do this one. 1 over 512, and they want 512 rewritten as base 2. No problem. I'm going to do 1 over, I'm going to put my base 2 in the bracket. So I'm going to create a bracket, and I'm going to figure out 2 to the power of what gives me 512. I'm going to go to my calculator. And am I in? Let me just see what I was in. Yep. So 2 to the power, there's 512. So instead of guessing and checking, like the reason why I like showing you this is because students will like be sitting there typing in like 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 4. This way you just scan down. Sometimes on quizzes, I like to give really big numbers, right? So I might say on a quiz, like 2 to the power of what is 16,384? And I don't want you guessing and checking up to 14. So punch it in on your calculator and use this function. So we were looking for 512, which is right here. 2 to the power of 9 is equal to 512. So I'm going to put a 9 there. Okay, so what I've essentially done is I've converted 512 into base 2, so 2 to the power of 9 is 512. And then outside of this bracket, let's write that 3x. What I have here is a power to a power. 9 times 3 is 27. So 2 to the power of 27x. And then if they want this written in the numerator, you would just say, okay, no problem. Because it's in the denominator, if I write it in the numerator, this becomes negative. My exponent becomes negative. So that would be 2 to the negative 27x. Okay, last question. They want 16 over 81 to be rewritten with base 2 over 3. So let's do that. So 2 over 3. Okay, 2 to what power will give you 16? So if you're using your calculator trick, I think we're in 2's already, and the answer is right here. 2 to the power of 4 would give me 16. And let's check 3. Is 3 to the power of 4 81? I could check it in 2 different ways, right? I could either go on my calculator, 3 to the power of 4. Oops. So 3 to the power of 4 is 81, or I could have changed this to base 3, 3 to the power of x, second function table, there it is, 3 to the power of 4 is 81. Okay, and then this entire thing, they said was to the power of x plus 5. So what I have is I have power to a power, which means multiply. But because this is a binomial, I have to multiply this 4 by this entire binomial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this binomial in a bracket, and let's distribute that in. And then what my answer would be, my final answer would be 2 over 3. To the power of 4x plus 5. No, 4x plus 20, because 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, so just another way of doing this so that you're not guessing and checking, and I hope you guys thought that that way is easy. And like I said, if I give you a quiz or an exam with really big numbers, it just will take your stress down of trying to guess and check to figure out the answer.